Hello. I made it here. I made it earlier. Well, this is our usual time, but I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. All right, let me make sure things are working. Oh, look at that beautiful screen. Oh, this is working good. Let me go and make sure I can see everybody in the chat. Okay. I'm gonna move this a little closer, maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh. All right. We go do this, and then we go do this. Oh man, what's happening here? I'm having issues. I can't have issues already. Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Hi, Judy. It's good to see you. Don't mind me. I'm having issues trying to make sure I can see the chat. Hi, Tarot Goddess. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. I don't know what's happening. All right, we're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave it. I was afraid that it was gonna be like too far. I don't know why it feels disorienting. Maybe it's my lovely screen. My lovely starting screen is disorienting us all. Hopefully in a good way. Hope everybody's had a good Saturday. We've had I've had a pretty good day. I'm happy. I'm pretty proud of myself for being here at a reasonable time. Reasonable for me. I don't know. I like some of those late night stuff. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's see. Do I got something? Okay, yeah. Everything is working. I think I got everything ready. So we can think about what we want to put on our list. I think I have just one bigger topic, and then we can add to that list. We got to open our container first. Open our space and put up that energy for us to have a good live. Oh my gosh, what's happening with my eyeballs? Just don't mind me. You all should be used to it by now that I just be saying random stuff sometimes. You know, it all has meaning, but it is random. I know it is. I apologize. Okay. So, let's oh, I didn't get to see that yet. Yeah, we should talk about that. Oh, that's cool. So on an exit, oh, that's interesting actually. Yeah, I didn't see that message yet. So yeah, we'll put that on our list. Okay, so let's open up our container space and put our energy within the container so that we can have a good, a peaceful, enlightening, that's a fun word, enlightening live. So after I read this, anybody that's coming in and out, they're passing through the barrier of this container. And within this container, we want it to resonate with comfort and joy and peace and understanding, but also have it be a comfortable place to be uncomfortable because we know that's how we learn best. So here we go. Welcome to Vibrant Numerals. Welcome to my sacred temple opportunity space, Welcome to healing with laughter, joy, peace, contemplation, and discomfort. Welcome to Vibrant Numerals. Ding! I think eventually I'll have to I'll get something that's automated for us, but all right. Here we go. Me turn this off so we can start a little list. Um Enlightening. Yeah, you just adding to Josh's dad jokes. That's funny. Hey, what are you? What are you doing here? Go away. I don't know. I hate it when it does that. It bothers me. All right. So, we first need to go over our well, it wasn't last week. It was the week before. So, it's our 2 week, like our 2 week yeah, our 2 week vibration. Oh, hello. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to see you here, Galaxy. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Okay, so the first thing we have to look at is our 2 week vibration, since we didn't have one last week, and I think it's 465. I wrote it yeah, 465. So we'll go over there to talk about that in a minute. And then the topic I want to talk about, because it's been the talk of the hip hop town, is numbers. We're going to talk about what it means to say the numbers, but we're going to look at numbers versus vibrations. And that's what we're going to talk about. All right. So, what else should we add onto this list? Was there any other hip hop happenings? Hip hop happenings. I crack myself up. Yes, this is what I do all day by myself while I'm working. What else did we put on this list? Any numbers, words, phrases, topic areas that we want to talk about and relate back to hip hop, since today is our hip hop day. Yesterday, Friday, is when we have our general day. Anybody? We have room probably for, we could probably fit in one or two more. This numbers and vibration is probably going to expand out and give us lots of a lot of branches to go out onto. So I'll leave 3 open. So if anybody has anything they want to talk about there, we'll add that there. And then we will do our weekly random vibration. We'll spin our wheel and we will get that. Okay, so at any time in the chat, feel free to go ahead and let me know what we should fill number 3 in with. Okay, I'm gonna get some water and take a breath. Yeah. And like ugh. That's why I had to be out for a week, because that energy is just too much. Okay. We ready? Oh, no. Let's just see how far we go, Judy, because that's the other thing with just getting started back. Let's let me put that. We'll put it over. We'll put it over here. Over here next to 3. Because if we don't get something else, then we can definitely talk about that. Because that does relate. We can relate it back in. So 166 Olive Way. And if we don't get to it, where it would be really good to bring it is to Twitch. Bring it to Twitch, because then on Wednesday, when we'll get a full big huge breakdown then. Yeah, those vibrations be flowing different when I'm not talking. Like, it has that extra layer of, I don't know what it is, but it'd be different. Okay. So, for anybody that is new here, hasn't seen this before, every single week, what we do is we spin our random number wheel, and we get a random number or vibration that we try and focus on for the week and look to see if we run into it and how we interact with it, and also the themes of it. And it's mostly just to be able to start getting us to be aware of these vibrations and energy that are around us, and how we impact that energy and how that energy impacts us, because we are supposed to be getting to a place where we are more highly aware of what we are interacting with, and how we are influencing it, and taking that awareness to become much more intentional. So that's why we do these random numbers every single week. All right, so our last number that we had was 465, which adds up to 15 and 6. And so we're going to rewrite this. This is what we had for when we left that day. What is it, like the 9th? Because we missed last week. But 465. So remember, we always write our numbers from left to right, but you read vibrations from right to left. And so when we're looking at 465, we look at these as 3 different steps. And so the first step is all about change. The second step is about comfort, but remembering that all vibration is neutral. It encompasses everything that we can perceive as positive and everything that we can perceive as negative, all in that one vibration. And so when we say that 5 is a vibration of change and 6 is a vibration of comfort, it also is it's those things in both positive and in what we would perceive as negative ways. So it could be comfort zones where it's like, you really should not be comfortable with that. Like, excuse me, why are you comfortable with this? Like, why is that okay for you? And so that's what this 6 is. When we get to this second step, then the next thing that we're doing is we're looking at how these two interact together. Hi, Rumple! It's so good to see you. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. So now we look at 65. So we look at these two vibrations together. And when we use our little number code, where A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26. 65 is the numeric vibration of the word abundance. And so here we are seeing that when this vibration of change comes and is interacting with this vibration of comfort, we can get to a place that feels very abundant. But remembering that that could be both in a positive and in the negative sense. Then we get to this last step of this 4, which is all about stability and foundation. But again, these are the foundations that need to be utilized and built up, but also any of these foundations, anything that we're standing on, that needs to actually be torn down. Because sometimes we could be standing on things that are actually preventing us from moving forward in life. That would be like those negative foundations. So then we can look at all of these together. And what we've been seeing quite often, here's to your triangles galaxy, is where these vibrations are moving in a way where they are, we could probably just go back up here. They're moving in a way where they're becoming interchangeable, where they're weaving together in different patterns. And so the messages that we're getting vibrationally aren't just one of these numbers, but it's multiple of these, where the way that they're weaving together, that's where we get this triangle. And looking at the triangle, this is how these vibrations are moving together and weaving together. Hi, Noah. It's so good to see you. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. So then we add all of these together, and that takes us to 15. Where 15 is this choice. It's making a choice between bondage and freedom. And understanding which of these choices are going to put you in bondage or in freedom. And it could be also understanding where you're making a choice, and in making that choice, it could be something simple, like you're making a choice to, I don't know, go somewhere, take a vacation. Now you're having to understand, how do you make that choice contribute to your feelings of freedom and opening you up to be able to make the changes, so that 5, that'll welcome in the new energy, versus how that choice or that decision can be creating like a comfort zone that you should not be comfortable with. It's putting you in this bondage space where the changes that are occurring are actually blocking you more from that new energy that's coming in. So 15 is very much about this bondage and freedom. And then this gets us to another 6 of needing to, and that's the ultimate vibration, is needing to really take a look at the comfort zones that we have, making sure we're breaking down the ones that are not good for us or not for our greater good, and building up new comfort zones, or the comfort zones that are benefiting us. So that's our vibration from what, 2 weeks ago. So you could see these vibrations on receipts. You could see them, like sometimes they're times. You could see them on license plates. And that's all we want to do is we want to make sure that we're beginning to be aware of when and where we are seeing these vibrations and interacting with them so that we can build up our awareness of our interaction, not just with vibration, but energy in general. Oh, Tay. Hi, on deck. I'm so glad you made it. Thanks for being here. All right. So, what are you doing? There we go. Oh, that's what you're doing. You're making all of these weird hands. All right, so we talked about 465. Do we have a number 3 we should put in here? Tiptoe Joe, it's so good to see you. You made it. Hello, hello. Oh no, what happened? I lost my chat. Hold on, let me try and fix it. What is happening here? Okay, let me just try and close it and see if I can open it back up. I can't see the chat. Something happened. Oh, I don't know what's going on. All right, I'm opening it back up. I'm opening it back up. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay, okay. I think I'm back. I think I can see you. All right. Oh, hi, Josh. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Welcome in. All right. Do you have anything to put on this list, Josh? We got one space. All right, let me catch up in chat. And oh, really? Okay. Oh yeah, Josh's birthday is coming up. That'll be a good celebration. All righty. Okay. No, Josh, no. No. But yes, we can look at night court, but maybe not. We'll see. All right. Well, I guess we could just let's start looking at numbers and vibrations. And as we're talking about this topic area, see if in hip hop this week or the last 2 weeks, but also just in general, where this would apply. Well, I'm going to tell you one place for sure it applies because we're going to use an example. So, the example I'm going to use, we're going to look at the difference between numbers and vibrations. Because they're not synonymous. They could be, but they're not. So, let's see. Let's see if this works. Whoa! It worked a little too well. It made Koala's face really big. Really big. Oh my gosh. Now it's even bigger. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So what we are going to look at is I wanted to look at these day by day streams. And I know I could have gone and just gotten this slide, but I'm learning from Koala, making sure to give credit where credit's due. So where I saw this, where I'm pulling it from, is from Koala's live stream. All right. So we're going to use this as an example where we're looking at these differences in the numbers. We're looking at day by day streams, and where we are having a discussion in that live about how there was the slow and steady build up of the numbers to have the longevity for G and X, whereas Iceman had just these quick, fast, huge numbers, and then quick downgrade of the numbers. And what that difference is. Like, we talked about the numbers in general here. What we're going to talk about here is what actually is happening vibrationally. So what are the vibrational messages that are behind here? What's the vibrational story that we're actually looking at? Oh no. No, he probably gonna go live again. He likes to surprise us. All right, so before we look at that specifically, we're gonna do some drawing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. So, the first thing we'll start with is that everything is made of energy, or that we explain and understand as energy. Probably was, Judy. Yeah, exactly, Galaxy. Exactly. So, everything is energy. All right, so all right. Okay. We'll go from there. Energy is actually made up of vibrations. And of course, everything is way more complicated than this, but we're going to look at it in most simplest terms so then we can better apply it to our everyday lives. So, everything is made up of energy. And all of that energy is made of vibrations. It's all of these different vibrations and the way that they weave together, the way they work together, how tightly packed they are together is making all of these different things. And so we have all of these vibrations. We then, because we are humans, we are humans, right? Everybody here a human? I don't know. Some of you. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a flex. Like, I think it's kind of a bad thing. I think sometimes it can be a bad thing. Oh, I think it would be nice to be something else. I don't know. Okay, I'm going way off on a tangent, but wouldn't it be nice to like be something like a humpback whale or something? I don't know. That just seems much nicer than this weird meat suit. But I digress. So we have everything is energy. When we are interacting with anything, whether it's another person, whether it's the wind and the weather, whether it's a tree, whether it's an animal, whether it's the table, like anything and everything, um what we're actually interacting with is the different way that those vibrations are being put together. We're interacting with the vibration. It's our vibrations, the vibrations that we are made of, interacting with that vibration there. I, oh my gosh. No, Josh, not. I don't like this meat soup. I like that meat soup. It is so oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. Come on, Josh. And so when we are um assigning our understanding to these vibrations, that's when we get things like numbers. That's also where we get words and language. It's also where we get a lot of our, well, really all of our symbols and all of the symbology stuff that we see. It's also where we get music or any form of art. So, what all of these things have in common is that they're all ways for us to try and explain what we are experiencing vibrationally. Like, what do we call that particular weaving of vibrations that we are encountering and we're seeing? But what you should be able to see in this drawing is that as we go from pure energy to vibrations and then to our explanations or the way that we describe these vibrations, it's diluting. It's getting farther and farther from what it actually is. What are those actual vibrations? What is that actual energy? And so then because of that, that means that each of these things has multiple interpretations. Multiple interpretations. So now, whether it's our numbers, our words, our languages, the art, they all now have different interpretations based on the perspective of where they are received. So when you receive any of these, now your perspective changes this. The other thing that changes it is the intent that's behind the use of them. So the intent in use also changes the definition. So we're talking about numbers here specifically. So how do you intend, what it was your intent for using those numbers in that way? Okay, I gotta catch up in chat. because you all are just chitty chitty chatting. Oh yeah, I do like I. Oh, come on now, I do like the meat suit, but that's not the meat suit I was talking about. uh, oh my gosh, an energized meat suit is actually hilarious. uh, yeah, no. Oh my gosh, you all are funny. Okay, okay, okay. Oh my gosh. Embrace the change. No, no, thank you. Right, Judy. For real. Okay, so this difference here is all based on perspective. And this is why we can have something where a particular word or something, let's just say like tree, something simple. We'll draw out this where I'm gonna do one of my pictures. Yeah, gotta give it bark, and then yeah, I like my sound effects, my drawing sound effects. It gives me the giggles. Oh yeah, look at this lovely tree. And so, if you have something like a tree is made up of energy, it's a weaving of vibrations, and based on your perspective, you can describe those vibrations in very different ways. So, if you are, looking at it from this perspective of like, oh, it's a nice shady place to sit under, that could be one interpretation. And so then you might call this a shade tree. This is a very simplistic example. But let's say this actually is a sapling and you look down on it this way and you're like, oh, it's a baby tree. If this is a baby tree to somebody, then who's that small to make it a shade tree? But whatever. You get my point. You get my point. But also, if it's like another tree's perspective, now this tree could be like, oh, this is my brother tree. This is the same thing with how we get all of those different languages, where every language will have a different word um, for the same thing. They're all just trying to describe, oh, yeah, money trees. They are a perfect place for shade, Josh. So it's that perspective that changes that. So even with that lyric, Josh, where it's like, depending on your perspective, that can make that interpretation of and that interaction with those vibrations very, very different. And that also leads into the remembrance that it's the intent that also of why are you naming it? Okay? All right. So, then let's go back here. What's that one, Josh? I know it's not Night Court. What is that? What is that? Josh always knows. Okay, let me get my calculator. Getting my little calculator, my handy dandy calculator. All right. So, when we are looking at these numbers, we look at, is it classic song? Is that it on deck? Is it a game show? Okay, okay. You all, I know you're gonna figure it out, and then you go let me know. So whenever we're looking at words, numbers, names, people, there's always this initial interpretation that we get, but there's always a deeper vibrational story. So let's look at what this vibrational story is actually telling us. So we already went through and we looked at and we talked about how looking at this day by day streams was showing us how we have these two albums that are coming for I'm trying to think of the right word because it matters. Like to be seen, like the recognition from two different ways. And okay, we get that. That we get. Now let's look at this deeper vibrational message. Ah, a band for your thoughts? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's actually pretty funny. I'm gonna start saying that. All right, so the first thing is let's just look at the names of the albums. Let me find. All right, this is fine. Let's just look at the names of the albums. So when we have the names of an artist or an album, this is a one level of energy. This is one level of vibrational interaction. So when we are interacting with another person, and we know them by name or they tell us their name, this is a energetic exchange. So for this one, I didn't realize. Well, I did realize, but I thought these colors would show up better on here, and they're not. So I'm going to move down and write this out here. So let's look at GNX versus Iceman, just with the album Iceman. Iceman. Just with the album name. So if we use our little code of A equals 1 all the way through the English alphabet of Z equals 26. So this, using the English language, this is our first level of intent. So we're intending to interpret the vibrational story by using English. So we're setting these parameters of the vibrations that we're actually looking at. Yeah, you right, Josh. You right. And so if we use this English gematria, then G is, this is 7 plus 14 plus 24, which gives us 45. Yeah. And that's why in giving all of these other names, it's changing the energy, it's changing the vibration that you're interacting with. Like your intent is to change that energy. See? So it's you just, it all works. It's all coming together. And then if we look at Iceman, this is 9 plus 3 plus 5 plus 13 plus 1 plus 14. And this also equals 45. So this first vibrational story is that you can have these vibrations that are the same, but just like I was saying in the beginning, where all of these vibrations are neutral. They encompass everything that we could perceive as positive about that vibration and everything that we could perceive as negative about that vibration. So here, when we're looking at GNX versus Iceman, this first initial vibrational layer, we are actually looking at the difference in this vibration of 45. Where 45 is meant, it's first bringing your awareness to the change that it is wanting to be brought in. So think about what is the change that each of these albums wanted to bring in its art form. Like, what kind of art is it, and what is the change that it is trying to invoke? This is the intention of the creation of this art and giving it the name that it has been given. This change then either stabilizes or makes unstable, because 4 is stability, all of the rest of this energy. So where some of the energy needs to be stabilized with this change, and others it's going to be unstable. This is why you can have these different interpretations and perceptions. Because what is stabilizing for one person can be creating instability in another from their perspective. Then if we do 4 plus 5 and get to 9, the overall outcome arching desire, intent for both is to bring an end to some kind of cycle. Now, if that's a positive cycle or a negative cycle, that again is part of that intent, but also that interpretation through perspective. Because, like, I don't know, freedom of speech might be a cycle that we would like to enhance and keep in place and not end. Whereas ending the cycles of violence within a community or oppression could be a cycle that very much we'd want to end. Yeah, that's true. But you see how now when we get to this vibrational level, there's a very different story playing out here. There's a very different way of interpreting and looking at the story of what's actually happening, but it fits with what we see at the surface level. The vibrational level, the vibrational story is just way more broad and open, because it is part of the bigger vibrational tapestry that's actually linked to all areas of life and everybody in life. The other thing that's pretty interesting is that when we put these two album names right next to each other, so even how it's written here on the page, what we're doing is we're setting these vibrations of 45, we're amplifying them. So even without necessarily wanting to, whenever you have, like when you have like an angel number, well, what people call angel numbers, where it's a repeating number, they feel so different. They feel more magical just because it's an amplification of that vibration. It makes it louder. And so where we've had G and X here, and now we've added Iceman to the conversation, that's that amplification that we can feel, and then we try and interpret that amplification of the vibrations, and that's where the story grows and gets bigger. Also, speaking to the bigger vibrational story, we saw this a little bit yesterday, but if we even go to this layer where now it's not just 45 and 45, but it's 9 and 9. 99 is the numerical vibration in English of the word ascension. So the raising of vibration. It's also the numeric vibration of the word judgment. And why do we have these words? It's because when we are encountering this vibration of 99, these are our words that we've chosen to use in English to describe what we are feeling and experiencing when we are encountering these vibrations. I think we can see that playing out too, where some of this feels like it's an ascension moving upwards, and some of it can feel like, is this good judgment or bad judgment? And it can feel like a very negative thing. So again, having that full encompassing of the positive and the negative in the one space. Yeah, exactly, Judy. And 99 yesterday was for ghosting. Yeah. And so that's what we tend to see, is that we see this larger vibrational story playing out in a multitude of different ways. And they tie together at that vibrational level, where we would have not even thought about that the word ghosting and the way ghosting feels would be associated with ascension or judgment, or this back and forth of between G and X and Iceman. Yep. Mm-hmm. So we're we're trying to dig in here and understand this difference between the numbers themselves, the intention behind the numbers, how the numbers are used, and what's actually happening vibrationally. Because it's not necessarily the same thing. So that's the first thing. And that's just the first thing. That's just the first thing. That's not even looking at these numbers yet. All right, I got to catch up in chat and get some water. Because I know you all got some stuff to say. Oh my gosh. Stop, Josh. Oh my gosh. Yes, Galaxy. I think you did. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Maybe. Yes. 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 We're going back. Oh yeah, there we go. That cracks me up. All right, so now let's look at even the vibrations that are here. Um, so okay, so we can look at these numbers, and if our um, intent to interpret them, which it was the other day, was to just look at the numbers and get this story that's being told by the numbers, we could see, yeah, on day one, Iceman beat out G and X. But then after that, from day 2 to day 7 in the first week, it did not. We can also see the pattern of like, all right, Iceman came in super strong with these super high numbers right at the beginning, and then it has slowly trickled down. Whereas GNX created more of a steady pace. Okay, great. There's our one story. But now let's look at the vibrational story as well. So remember that both of these are giving off that vibration of 45. So what we can look at is where are these numbers, and also 9, but really 4 and 5, represented within here, because that means that that's every time that they are tying back into this bigger vibrational story. And so for Iceman over here, we have a 4 here. We have 5 here. We have this big mirror image of 54. Here's another 4. And then we have the double 4 here. You can't really even see that, can you? Let's do that again. Cool. Okay. And then let's look here on the GNX side. We have first thing starting out with these double 4s. We have a 5 here. We have a 5 here. We have the double 5 here. We have a 5 here. And then we have a 4. And we have a 4. Do you see any pattern here? Huh? So what you should see is that, hi, Embrace Your Wellness. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. So what you should see is that while Iceman does have these 4 and 5 vibrations that are tying back to the Vigor vibrational story, on the GNX side, every single day has either a 4 or a 5. Every single day is tying back to this bigger vibrational story of 45. This is what vibrational flow looks like. When you are in vibrational flow, where you are allowing this energy to be able to just flow in the way that it's meant to, now you are you're continuously tapping back into that flow of the energy, the flow of the vibration. So that has a very different feel also. Yeah, Josh. You're not wrong. Yep. So that's the next part of this vibrational story. We also can look at how these vibrations are interacting with other people, because what we're actually looking at is we're looking at who are the other, oh my gosh, I guess I got to use air quotes, people people, because you know people who are the other people that are actually connecting into these albums to make these stream numbers. So that's an energetic exchange. So when we think about it, these numbers are actually telling the bigger vibrational story of how we're connecting in with this music, with this art form. Shh, shh, Judy, shh. You know, I try to be nice here. It's hard sometimes, though. And so we can look at, so some of these vibrations, I can tell you some of the numbers and the words right away. So if you want to double check me, what you would use is our little code. I'm trying not to write on Koala's face. Well, I honestly, I'm trying, because I really want to like make him glasses and googly eyes and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that. That feels disrespectful, even though it feels like it would be really fun. I'm not gonna do it. So you would use the little code of A equals 1, going all the way through the alphabet to Z equals 26. And so when we use that, 44, and actually both have a 44, but 44 is the vibration of the word hope. And so we have hope here. Hope is at the forefront of GNX, and hope is all the way down here. It's here for Iceman. But also 44 is the numeric vibration of the word karma. So that means when you are interacting with this vibration of 44, it could feel like hope or it could feel like karma. To give you another example of this 44, um, think about who was our 44th US president. Who's our 44th US president? And then next, think about what was one of the campaign slogans. I'm going to get some water while you do that because I'm making myself parched by laughing so much. I'm trying not to look at the chat, but you know I get FOMO, so I got to look at the chat and then it makes me laugh. Okay, so I need a different color. What color can I use? Let's use this blue. Oh well, we can't use that blue on one side. That's way too much blue. All right, here, we'll use this orange. Okay, so our 44th, so the US 44th US president was President Obama, and one of the campaign slogans was hope, that it the word hope. And so that's where you see the vibrational flow. And yes, we can. And that interaction with him as the 44th US president either gave people a lot of hope or it felt very much like karma or karmic to people. So that's where you get, based on your perspective, a very different interpretation of that vibration. It's encompassed within both. So, one of the vibrations that is only on this Iceman side, yeah, I don't want to use that color. I need a different color. Okay, I guess we'll use red. That's only over here, this 70. 70 is the numeric vibration of the word shadow in English. Oh my gosh, I spelled bad. Okay, shadow. And so it's a shadow. You think about what the shadow is, that again, you could have a positive or a negative connotation. You could also have a neutral connotation to shadow. Also, 70 is the numeric vibration of the word essence. The essence of who you are, the authenticity, the pureness at your core. And there's been lots of discussions and continues to be lots of discussions about if this Iceman album is really authentic to the self and a true artistic interpretation of who this artist is. Use brown for brown eyes. Stop it. Oh my gosh, stop. That's funny. So, along with this essence, shadow, and actually the karma, over here on the GNX side, we have this 55, where this is an amplification of the change. It's change being amplified. So on day 4 here, we have an amplification of the change that's happening. When we feel this amplification of change, where it's like, oh, this is a change that definitely has to happen, it relates to the English word karmic. 55 is the numeric vibration of the word karmic. So you see here on this G and X side, we are first encountering the interaction that these people that are streaming are now first running into this energy of 44, this vibration of 44, which can either be, is this a karmic coming back, a karma vibration for you based on your perspective, or is it hopeful? But then we get like a charge up of that vibration again with 55 here. Because 55 is also can be a 44 with an 11, which are both amplified vibrations because it's a repetition of those vibrations. Yes, exactly, Josh. Ah, you getting it. You getting it. And so in our life, when we are like trying to do these things, we should be feeling this re-tapping in to that vibrational flow. So tapping back into that vibrational flow and flowing this way is also what we interpret as momentum. So when we say GNX is on this momentum flow, instead of this start and stop. Interesting, right? All right, I'm going to throw a few more in here. See what you think. Oh my gosh, like none of these colors want to like show up. All right, on day 3 for GNX, we have 52, which is the numeric vibration of the word heart. So we got some heart energy in here. Also, on day 5 for GNX, we have 50. And on day 3, we have 50. So just like you were saying, Josh, where it's like on day 3, we're getting this charge up of 50. But here it's day 5. So now we're getting the double 5s again. 5 is the numeric vibration of the word joy. Now again, what that joy is and what if it's a lack of joy or having joy or being joyful, it's all based on your own perspective. I think the other thing that we'll look at, we'll move this down. Let's just look at the first day. Yeah, you can take that 5. Hold on to that 5 tightly, Judy. So let's just look at day 1. Day 1. Because on day 1, these should be your day 1 streams. Oh my gosh. I cracked myself up. Oh, it just gave me a good old giggle. Oh, I cracked myself up. It's hilarious. All right. So on day 1, GNX had 44 million. And Iceman had 140. So let's look at the difference here. So We already know that 44 is that numeric vibration of the word hope, but also the word karma. But also, it when we add up the fours together, it's an amplified vibration because we have these fours that are sitting next to each other. So it feels much louder. It's much more amplified than other vibrations because they're sitting next to each other. It's like two speakers saying the same thing sitting right next to each other. It's a much louder interpretation. You're getting an amplification. But when we add them together, we get an 8. 8 is also the vibration that we represent or we use to represent, like, reap what you sow, which also is karma. So here you're getting this double dose of karma. In comparison to Iceman over here, where we have, when we add these up, we have the 5. So we do get the 4 and the 5 together in this vibration. But it was really interesting to me to see that this was 140. One, because this 0 is very telling. The 0 is the only vibration that we do not have control over. We can't control it. Because this is the vibration of God, universe, higher power. And so with this 0 here, it is like this vibration of God, universe, higher power is trying to give you an extra dose of information. Yes, exactly. Exactly. After that, it's interesting to even look at this 14. So we know that the 4 is all about stability and foundation, but it's both the positive and the negative interpretations of that vibration. So it's shaky foundation as well as strong, stable foundation. It's like your level of stability doesn't matter. It would still be seen and felt and interpreted through this vibration of 4. But 14 in particular, it usually comes through as this is so funny. I'm trying to be nice. And I'm trying to be nice. But 14 comes through as it's a mix of energies. You could go back onto my videos, you could go back onto my lives. This is how I've always this is how I've always interpreted it. So 14 is this mix of energies. It's this mix of like vinegar and oil together, where they're both there, they both are counted, but they don't mix. They don't mix, they don't come together. They have two separate layers. I will let the chat interpret what those two separate layers that are trying to be mixed here actually are. And chat, go. I'm going to continue to stay neutral, or as much as possible. Uh, but it's basically saying this God universe energy is coming in. It's like, wait a minute, look at the mix. Look at the mix of the energy and the vibration, and look very closely at what change, because this 5 is change, but what change is being brought in? What change is actually being invoked? Whereas also here we can look at G and X in a similar way with this 44, where you are first looking and examining the foundations. You're looking at where is it stable and where is it not. And then the changes that you're making are to the foundations. So you're taking stuff out of the foundations, any of the impurities, anything that could be making it unstable, and trying to build a new foundation. You're creating a cycle that is able to be repeated, that will come back around, that will continue. That goes along with what we see as how these G and X numbers are actually showing us the being in that vibrational flow. Because every single one of these days is tapping back into that vibrational flow of that 45 in some way. Oh my gosh. I knew you would have the best answers. All right. So, I think the last thing to do, let me see if I have them written down. Is this the last thing? Oh no. I got something else to show you. All right. So another part of this uh, of this vibrational story is we've had both of these albums be described in a way. Oh, absolutely it is, Josh. Um Both of these albums they've been described in a way of using grand. So for GNX, it's Grand National. What grand word would you like to add to Iceman? There's been a couple of that I've heard, but I'm curious to see what you would like to use. So we have Grand National and we have Grand what? What is it? Don't get all crazy and be giving me like whole sentences and whole rants. Just give me one word. Hey, that's two words. What else we got? There's been actually one that I keep hearing. I'm curious to see what you are seeing. So if we have Grand National versus Grand Trash, Grand Ice. Oh my gosh, you all are hilarious. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Oh my gosh, you all are hilarious. I knew I was gonna get some of the great answers from the chat. Oh my gosh. Okay, Judy. So you want to give me a one worder, or you want to smash them together? Make it one word. I do think we should look at those. I'm gonna look at what words you use to interpret this vibration of this art. Oh, that's a good one too. So the one that I keep hearing is it's the Grand National versus the Grand Illusion. Waste of time. That's way more than one word. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we'll come back to this. You know, I like to be distracted. I like to be distracted by good conversation about good vibrations. Like, oh my gosh, you guys have some, these are funny. All right, so let's see. Let's look. I'm so curious. Let's look at the vibrations of ice melt. Oh my gosh. We'll look at Ice Boy. Oh my gosh, you all are hilarious. Crack me up. We'll look at Trash. Oh my gosh, we'll look at Popsicle. Oh my gosh. Oh, I knew I was gonna get a good old giggle. Oh wait, no I there. It's an S first. Popsicle and waste of time. Oh my gosh, I tried to make it an acronym. Oh my gosh, because I was actually thinking it should be the acronym. If it was waste of time, it would be WOT. What? Oh my gosh. Hilarious. Okay. So I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to. So when you see me writing these numbers up here, I'm going to use our little code of A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26. What? What are you talking? I was thinking about Josh. I was thinking about what did I miss? What did I miss? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I'll go through interpretation of these. I'm gonna get all of the numbers on here, and then I'll go through the interpretations. So ice is 17. Melt is 50. So this is 67. Not to be confused with 6-7. Oh my gosh. Oh, it cracked me up. And you all crack me up too. Then we have ice again here as 17, and we have boy is 42, which is 59. Uh, let's look at. All right, okay. I'm gonna try not to look at the chat, even though it's cracking me up. Trash. Oh man, is 66. Oh my gosh. I know where that one came from. The picture on the screen. Uh, Popsicle is 95. Oh my gosh. Waste? So waste of is 89. Time is 47. So this is 136. Oh my gosh, you all are so funny. Uh, ah, I love you guys. You guys are hilarious. Okay, so We're gonna go through some quick interpretation. So 67 is the numeric vibration of the word soul. It's also the interpretation. It's the numeric interpretation of the word water. So it's funny because when ice melts, it's water. And it actually vibrates at that. Okay, that cracked me up so much. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Then this 59. Oh wait, I don't want that color. Why did we go back to that? I thought we were on a different color. 59, when we add the 9 and the 5 together, we get that 14. So we get that mix again. I know where this 66 came from. This was from you looking at the screen and seeing Koala's face. Because 66 is the numeric vibration of quality. And we know one of his wonderful catchphrases includes the word trash. So that's where that vibration is coming from. And then we have again where now we have Popsicle and we have Ice Boy are they're mirror images of each other. So we have where we have a mirror of this 95 and this 59, where the mirror is meant to show you a reflection of yourself so that you can learn the bigger lessons that you're meant to learn. Both of them add up to that 14, which is that mix, which goes along with that vibration right there at the beginning on day 1. Hi, Cousin B! Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Waste of time. So this one is interesting because we actually get more from looking at the breakdown of the words. So let me move this up a little bit. Make sure you can still see that ice melt actually equals water. And 89 is the numeric vibration of the word unity. So here again is where we have this vibration that's encompassing both the positive and the negative forms. So you can have both positive and negative interpretations from a vibration because it's based on your perspective. And then time is one that we've seen quite often keep coming up, where it is one of these 11 to 2 vibrations. So here, waste of time is it's showing you that there's a split or a division, which is this 11, in the unity. It is a split or a division being created in this unity. And what needs to happen is there needs to be an end to the division. Once we get to this end of division, we're able to end the division. Then we can get to this 10 of this brand new energy and no longer have it feel like a waste of time. The thing that had me giggling so much. No, I mean, yeah, I like to giggle. I laugh at everything. Just about everything. If you don't make me laugh, then ooh. 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 Just about everything. All right, but let's add these up. So these are all your interpretations of the vibration of the artwork on the piece of art that is Iceman. I had to use my proper voice. So 67 plus 59 plus 66 plus 95 plus 136. All of that added together is 423. Where if we add the 2 and the 3 together, we get 5. So we have the 45 energy here. So this all equals Iceman. Also, what's interesting is that having this 23 here, 23 is the numeric vibration of the phrase I am. So the change that needs to be happening, that is supposed to be invoked to bring on this stability of the 4 or to change the foundation, it's at the level of identity. It's an identity change. So 23 going to a 5 is about an identity change. Wow. Look what you guys did. Look at you. You did that. Oh my gosh. I crack me up. And you all crack me up. Oh, you like my proper voice? Sometimes you just need to be a little bit proper. Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta get some water because I'm laughing so much. Which I love. Mm. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna get it. We're almost there. All right, but this is fun. Hopefully, you all are having as much fun as me. Even if your fun is just hearing my antics and my laugh. Just want everybody to have fun. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. So here we're back to this grand national versus this grand illusion. So the first thing is that this word grand. Thank you, Judy. Yes, exactly, Embrace. Exactly. And that's going to keep coming out in the vibrational story. That's why everybody feels that way. That's why everybody feels that way. Cuz you can't hide the bigger vibrational story. All right. So grand. If we use again our little code where we have A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26, grand is 44. It adds up to 44. So here we have 44 again. 44 is coming in hot today, all over this thing. Where 44 again is that vibration of hope, but it's also the vibration of the word karma. So it's the energy coming back around on itself. And even if you think about just even the nature of like a rap battle where it comes back around. What energy you put out, then you get it back to you. You get to put it out and you get it back to you. And it's these rounds, these back and forth and around. This feels very much like how karma moves, this reap what you sow energy. So that already is interesting. Then Grand National. So I'm going to just write these down here. Grand National equals 130. Where 13 is the vibration of transformation. And we again here have this 0 of this energy or vibration of God, universe, higher power. So God, universe, higher power is what's bringing in this transformation. This transformation is resulting in a 4 of foundation and stability. So a 4 is represented by this energy of stability and foundation. So that means if we look at this, where grand is 44, then all of this grand national together equals a 4. Now we're getting this amplified vibration of 4. So this 4 vibration of stability, how we interpret stability, what needs to happen to bring stability, what parts of the foundations need to be brought down so that you can have stability. That's what's being amplified here. And because it's those 4s, all of these 4s, now we have that connection back to the bigger vibrational story. And this flow of the energy, because it's 4, 4, 4. So it's staying within that energetic stream, that momentum, that constant movement, which we were already seeing. So let's look at this other one. So grand illusion. Thinking about how this is being used. So where I've heard grand illusion, it's where it's like you've been an actor, you've pretended to be who you are. And that's how it's being used. Grand illusion actually adds up to 155. And 55, remember again, is karmic, because the word karmic resonates at 55. And 5 is change. So it's a karmic change that's needing to come into the space. This adds up to an 11, where 11 is this creation of division, duality, polarity. That's what this 11 energy is. So it's almost like these 2 5s are creating change in these 2 different camps. It's creating change in these 2 different camps, in these 2 different ways, and it's creating more of this division. And it's needing to bring back together and end the division, because this 2 is like the ultimate goal is to be able to end the division. Yeah. The other thing is that this 155 has come up a lot before. And it's because what it also equals numerically, like what other phrases and words also equal 155. 155 also is the word authenticity. So that's where we get that conversation that keeps coming up again, it's in this same vibrational plane as this 155, as that authenticity. Also, accountability is 155. So when we are interpreting this vibration of 155, we also see this accountability. And the big one is 155 is the numeric vibration of the phrase poetic justice. So there we go in that same vibrational flow. It's the same vibrational story playing out again and again. You are doing your wizardry, your wizarding, your wizarding. Oh, that feels weird in my mouth. Wizarding. Okay, so we have one last thing we're going to do. What we're going to do now is we are going to add these up. So we have one more piece to this vibrational story puzzle, or one more chapter, however you want to look at it. So when we add these up, oh my gosh, what color am I going to use now? Let me let me move this up and then I can use black. Yeah. Hey, excuse me. I need you to go away. Thank you. All right, so when we add all of these up, which one do you want to do first? Do you want to do GNX first or do you want to do Iceman first? You all are funny. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You guys are so funny. Okay. All right. So GNX first. So we're doing 44 plus 75 plus 52 plus 55. And I have this written down, but I'm going to do it again in real time because I don't know. I just want to. 44 plus 75 plus 52 plus 55 plus 50 plus 47 plus 40. And when we add all of that together, we get 363. I'm going to move this up a little bit more so we can have some interpretation here. Oh my gosh, I love you all. So, what we see here is that these numbers vibrationally, it's giving us this vibrational portal. So whenever you have the same number on two ends, this could also, remember, because these also are words. So when you have the words on two ends, it creates this movement of energy, this movement of vibration that makes it feel like a portal, like energy is being amplified and pushed through. And so GNX is creating this portal out of this energy of growth. So it's wanting to bring growth, creating this portal, And out of this portal is coming a 6, which is all about comfort. It's about family. It's about the establishment of a foundation for with other people not in division too. Isn't that interesting? It also is working. Whew, actually, it's actually giving me a little bit of a headache because it's working highly with this vibration of 369, where 369, as Tesla tried to teach us, is a very powerful vibration, energetic method to manifestation, to bringing things forth into the world and making it material. So it's working highly with that as well. So now let's look at the Iceman side. So we do, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm adding these. All right, so 140 plus 70 plus 50 plus 54 plus 49 plus 44 plus 38 is 445. And so this is where we get to this argument of like, oh, but these are more, like a higher number. But vibrationally, what is it actually telling us? What is it actually telling us vibrationally? Vibrationally, we have this embedded vibration of 45, which is Iceman, but it's also GNX. And if you remember up here, we just saw that Grand National is resonating at this 444. It's these series of fours. So it's like, whoa, 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 you went way too far. Way too far. It's like it's trying to be 444, but it's not quite there yet. First, before it's actually able to get to the 44, it can bring the 44. It has to bring change. So change has to happen first. There's some kind of change that needs to happen. It's trying to bring this change in. And I don't even know if it, like, really knows. But whatever this change is, positive or negative, if it goes to a positive route where positive change has happened, and when I say positive change, it means like the majority of perspectives would see that change as a positive thing, then you'll be able to get to the hope. But if the majority of perspectives see it as a negative thing, then you're actually going to encounter karma. Woo. So, all right, I'm going to leave that choice to you, sir. What interpretation are we going to do? What change are we actually going to have? Is it a change that is going to bring hope, or is it a change that's going to bring some karma back around? Either way, regardless of what the change is, and if it's a change that brings hope or a change that brings karma, that change is going to invoke a transformation. And a transformation is a change that you cannot come back from. It's a change that you can never change back. When it's just the 5 of change, it's like, okay, that could be like a trial and error where you can make a change and you can test it out, see if it works. When it's a transformation, that's a change you can't come back from. That's like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. You don't go back. So, what vibrationally, what this album is doing is it's bringing in a change where it's mimicking and trying to it's trying to tap into this vibration, because you can see with these 4s and these 5s, it's trying to tap into that vibration of the 45, but these numbers are showing that it's a little bit out of flow. It's like inflow, out of flow, inflow, out of flow, inflow, out of flow. And then whatever change occurs from that will bring a transformation that can never come back from. Yes, Josh, exactly. Exactly. So, what is this change? And how is that going to push not, and I don't think it's even at the individual level. It's at the bigger level. It's like hip hop overall. And we know it's at the bigger level, where it's hip hop overall and even beyond hip hop, because when we add these together. So if we take GNX's 363 portal, and add it to Iceman's 445, we get 808. So we actually, when these two vibrations are coming together, we're getting a huge vibrational story of reap what you sow energy, of karma energy playing out in the public eye. But also, 8 plus 8 is 16, which is that tower. There's a preparation for the tower that is preparing to fall. Also, 88 is the numeric vibration of both. I don't even like to say names. But also is the numeric vibration of the words clarity and vision. So we can see that this is much bigger than just these two albums or just this set of numbers. What these numbers are trying to interpret are vibrations that are actually playing out on a much bigger, shall I say, grander scale. Oh, it cracked me up. So it's much bigger. And so when we see these numbers and we are looking at them, we first need to know what is the intent of where these numbers came from and why we're looking at them, but then also how are we interpreting them from our perspective. What is the bigger vibrational story? Because they tend to always come back to this larger vibrational story that's playing out in many different areas of life. Mmm. Okay. Okay. Yes. Exactly. Yes, you've got it. Yes. Exactly. You've got it. The tower is necessary and inevitable. Exactly, Embrace. Beautifully said. And when we get these messages, it is just telling us to come back to the bigger picture, come back to the bigger story that's being told. Because we are encountering these vibrations in many different ways. Let me go back to, yeah, this. We are encountering these same vibrations through different numbers, through different words and languages, through different symbols, through music and art. We're getting encountering these vibrations in all of these different ways and interpreting them in this different ways to be able to go back. So we go back from this level of numbers, this intent to use, and all of this back to the vibrations. And then we can get to the bigger message at the energetic level. So the point always is to take in these numbers, take in these words, these symbols, this music, really understand how those vibrations are interacting with you and what your interpretation of them are and why, and bring it back to the bigger energetic story, the larger vibrational story. Kind of cool, right? I didn't expect to talk that long on that part, but I I think it was interesting. Hopefully you were entertained. So that was all this. Yeah. So isn't that interesting? So like when we talk about like these weekly random numbers that we get, that's what we are supposed to be starting to do. Be more aware of the vibrations that are around us and that we're interacting with and that we are impacting and that are impacting us, and being able to get to the larger vibrational story. So then we can be very intentional in how we are using our own energy and the energy around us. Because we're not intended to be like in this victim mode where we are just tossed around in all of these energy flows of life. We're meant to be able to start being aware of them so that we can be very intentional in how we use them. That was a good one. Thanks, universe. Thanks for showing us that vibrational story. That was fun. Okay. Yeah, we could do the Olive Way on yeah, we could do that on Wednesday. I'll put a box around it and do Wednesday. Oh, it kind of cut through it. My bad. My bad. All right. That was a lot. We actually did a lot today. So, you all feel satisfied? Or do you have a burning number? Ew. I don't know why that just sounded so wrong. Usually I say that and it's not a problem, but that one just sounded wrong for some reason. Anybody have a number, a word, a phrase that they really want to look at before we go? Good. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad that it was a good experience. So interesting. I love this. Oh yeah, let's look at your numbers. Was it 176 and 671? Whoa, wait, that's the wrong color. $6.17. Okay, let me fix that. Boop. Thank you for coming in, Raina. I'm glad you could make it. It's good to see you. You came in perfect time. All right, so let's look at these real quick. And this is perfect because this is right in our same vibrational flow. Now I gotta ask you, Raina, are you seeing these at different times, or is it like you're seeing them in similar moments in similar times? Like you see one and then you see the other, or you see them together. Oh, we could do your numbers on you'll have to come back on Friday, Embrace, and I'll do your numbers. Cuz that's when we do them on Fridays. You just need to bring your birthday. And if you don't want your birthday telecast, you can just send me a direct message in Discord and we'll do your numbers. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. So you see 617 all throughout the day, which actually makes sense because this is one that you could see as a time. Um but when you're falling asleep, you see 176. All right. So this is one of these vibrations right now. It's like a lot of these vibrations are behaving in this way where they're coming in sets. Um where they're coming in sets where they are moving around in a way because it's a larger vibrational message that is needing to come through, and it's really trying to get your attention. So similar to like when you see angel numbers, those really are an attention getter. They're to get your attention. So whenever we see repeating numbers, regardless of what they are, if we see the same number over and over again, it's a vibration of announcement, alert. Um, it's trying to get your attention to a larger vibrational story that's playing out. Usually, it's trying to give you an answer to a question that you keep on asking, but you won't listen. And I speak to myself as well. Because even though I can interpret these vibrations, I'm not very good at listening all the time. Sometimes I just want to dig my heels in. But so what's happening here is we have a couple of things happening. Um, let's talk about just more of this surface level. So with this 176, this 176 is a bigger this is it's like the tying in of your vibrational story of like the vibrations that you're encountering, tying back to the bigger vibrational story, like the big huge vibrational story. And that's because this is 88 plus 88. equals 176. So we just saw this come out. We just saw this 88 come out when we were looking at the GNX numbers versus the Iceman numbers, where this 88 is, it is this 16. It's these falling of the towers, and it's kind of creepy that it's two of them. I've been seeing this 176 a whole lot, and it really is where these towers are beginning to fall. And it's not just that these towers are falling, but it's the return of energy. So in this sense, these are very prophetic. That's probably why you're seeing this 176 before you're going to sleep, because it's a bigger, larger vibrational message that is needed for more people. Because this 8 is the reap what you sow energy. It is the energy of karma. We have a ton of karmic energy coming back around. 8 is also history repeating itself. So we have all of this energy that keeps coming back around, and the way that it's playing out, not just in the hip hop space and not even just in our individual spaces, but on a bigger, grander scale, is giving us these warnings that these towers, these spaces, these ideas, these thoughts, these beliefs, these behaviors that we thought were stable, that we thought were a solid foundation to stand on, are beginning to fall. And we need to be prepared for that. We need to be prepared for these towers to fall. In preparation for towers falling, you are either ignoring that the tower is falling, that the foundation you're standing on is no longer solid, and you will be in the rubble of that tower falling. And then you are going to have to take action to get yourself out. Whereas if you take action before the tower falls, if you recognize that the tower is falling, you accept that it's going to fall, regardless of what you do, then you can put yourself in a position outside of that tower. Regardless if you're in or you're outside of the tower falling has an impact on you and your life. Period. It's going to. But if you are outside of the tower, you now are in a bit more of control of how you act and react and interact with that tower falling. Woo, this is a big, huge message because there's a whole lot coming in. The other thing that is related to this is 176 is the numeric vibration. So when we use our code of A equals 1 all the way to Z equals 26, 176 is the phrase, the freedom of speech. So now, not only are we thinking about and looking at how these towers are beginning to fall because of the energy that's coming back around, history repeating itself, reaping what you sow, karma coming back around. It is related to the freedom of speech. Very much so. This is the bigger, grander piece of it. This 617 is how it connects and relates to you in your life. It's the individual level. And not just the 617, but any of these other parallel vibrations that are coming out of the combination of these vibrations. So that would be 167. We have 176 already over here, but we'll list it here anyway. We have 617. We have 671. We have 716. And then we have 761. Any of these vibrations here, this is our individual level. Well, not this one. So this one is tying back to the bigger picture. This one is individual or small group. So, like, this is what's impacting us as individuals or in our communities or in a culture. So, even like hip hop. Same with all of these. All of these are coming through to talk about this message on an individual or small group level. Anything bigger than an individual or small group, it's going to this 176, where it's talking about these towers that are preparing to fall from this energy coming back around. And highly related to the freedom of speech. Before I move on, let me look. So, for those of you that don't know, I do sit and write these words and these numbers that just come to me all day long. So I can tell them to shut up and leave me alone. If I write them down, then they leave me alone. But then being able to come back and look at them to see if there's any other 176 vibrations. That's what I wanted to check and make sure there weren't any one other. Oh my gosh, are you serious? No, I don't want to talk about that. So, okay, we'll come back there. I don't think I see any other 176 for sure. Um, okay, fine, fine. All right. So the only other thing that I see is thinking about what this year is. This year is the 250th anniversary of the United States signing its Declaration of Independence and becoming whatever the heck it is. That was in 1776. When we have these vibrations where it's the same vibration sitting right next to each other, so like here with this 77, 77 is the vibration of wound and power, but what it's doing, it's amplifying this 7. So this is a big 7. So it's almost like this is a 1 and a 6 here, like this. And then the amplification of the 7 is here. So there's 176 again. This is why. This is why you get the 77 every now and then. Because the 77 is 77 is the numeric vibration of the word power. It's also the numeric vibration of the word wound. But we also just talked about how 77 is one of those vibrations that goes to a 14, where it's a mix. It's a mix of things that aren't able to come together. Like things aren't coming together in a particular way. I know. I know. It get crazy around here sometimes. So that's the bigger message. Josh, you're hitting on these individual and these small group ones, because the individual and small group ones are more focused around this triangle where they are combining in these different ways to try and give you um the same message, or to try and help you get to the larger message, this big picture message, in a way that makes sense for you in your life. Because what we always see is that people, just because it's human nature, we have a harder time of connecting these larger stories, these larger needs, these larger towers falling in our lives if it doesn't relate to us personally. And that could be to us, ourselves as an individual, or to our small group of people that we know. And so it's trying to get us to this individual, or at this individual and small group level, to be able to relate this to our own lives so that we can tap in and understand that there is a big picture message coming through, that is related to towers falling. Josh is picking up on these vibrations where this 6 and this 7 together, 67, is the vibration of the word soul. So at this individual and small group level, it's trying to connect with you at a soul level. It's trying to stir your soul so that you are able to get an understanding of the new energy that's coming into the space. And it's doing that in one of three ways. Because remember, whatever vibration is on the farthest right, that's the vibration you encounter first. So in these vibrations where you are first encountering, oh my gosh, I don't even know what color to use. You are first encountering a 7. This is bringing up this feeling of needing to take action, but really feeling if that action is going to be taken at the right time in the right way, because 7 is actually taking action in flow. So making sure that the action that is being taken is at the right time and in the right way. So any of these numbers, these vibrations with the 7 here, is letting you, it brings this message to you because you're feeling like you're needing to take action, but it might not be the right time. You're feeling a pull of needing to take action, but it doesn't quite feel like it's right. And but at the same time, that can cause anxiety because you know you need to take action, but when is actually the right time? This is where you have to dig in and see how it connects to this bigger picture message, because this action that you're taking is what gets you out of these towers. It's what gets you out of the towers so that you are able to have more control over that tower falling in your life. Because it's going to fall regardless. So if you're encountering the 7 first, that's what this is feeling. So that's 617, that's what you would be really encountering first. For your 617, this means that once you know what that action is and the time that you need to take it, once you have that understanding, there will be a flow of brand new energy coming in, because this one is new energy. This is new people, new ideas, new thoughts, new behaviors, and they all will revolve around that action that's being taken in flow. So once you are in that flow and you're able to take action, then you'll get the ideas and the information and the people that you need to be able to move forward. For any of these vibrations where the one is farthest on the right, so like 671 or 761, where the one is first, now it's that you need new information. So new information comes into your space, it comes into play to be able to draw you to this bigger picture message. So where some people need to feel like they need to take action to be able to see their individual or small group connection to this bigger message, there's other people that need new information. They need new thoughts, ideas, behaviors, people to come in to give them that new information, so then they're able to move on to the next step. For you, for that 617, it's taking that action, and then when you take that action at the right time, that's when the right people will come in. That's when the right thoughts and ideas and behaviors will come in to really push it forward. And then the 6, that'll get to 6 is all about comfort, but remember, and it's comfort and comfort zones, but remember, this is a neutral vibration, as all vibrations are. So comfort is not just what you're comfortable with, it's also the interpretation of things that you should not be comfortable with. Things that you should not be comfortable with. And that's the biggest thing. Like, looking at what this big picture message is, we got here to where these towers are falling because we got comfortable with these things that we thought were solid and that were foundations of who we were. There are a lot of things that have built up these towers around the freedom of speech and around this country that we should not be comfortable with. But we have become complacent. So whenever there's a 6, that is the first vibration. So that is this 176. That's why this 6 is coming first. It's also this 716. This 6 coming in this far right position is letting us know that there are comfort zones that we should not be comfortable with. And that we first have to break these comfort zones. We have to see that these are things that we should not be comfortable with and that we need to get rid of. We need to get rid of them. So then we can actually take action that is in vibrational flow, that's going to be best for not just us as individuals or our small group, but for everybody. You see, with the 176, it's first confronting your comfort zones. It's in confronting what you're comfortable with. Why are you comfortable with these things? Why? Why are you comfortable with these things? And before you can actually take action towards making sure that we're getting to a new place, you have to confront these comfort zones. For you, Reina, because the 6 is coming here at the end, it means that these actions that you're taking and the new information, the new people, the new things that you're getting to help move this action forward, that's what's challenging your comfort zones. And it's meant to. That's what's going to require that you move things around to be comfortable. And it's at a soul level. All of this is at a soul level. The 67 here is extremely loud. It's at the soul level, and it's also around flow, because 67 is also that numeric vibration of water. And so when we think about flow, that's what is needed. This is all creating this. When we add these up, we're getting that 14, where the 14 is this mix of like vinegar and oil. It's things that do not mix, but they both exist in the same space. And sometimes you have to have that mix. You have to have that mix of things that are not inherently coming together, because it keeps the environment in a way where there is enough discomfort. Enough discomfort to actually learn and change. We don't change when we're comfortable. That's why this 6 is here. That's why this 6 is pounding us on the heads of like, why are you comfortable with this? You cannot invoke change. You cannot have take action towards transformation or something new without first checking in on your comfort zones and challenging them and breaking them up. It's a must. Try to see what else. Okay. There, it's also wanting to refer back to yeah. There's something else. I don't want to rewrite it, but I guess I can. But it's referring back to that 777 energy that we're in right now. So, with Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Aries, Uranus in Gemini, Neptune in Aries, and Pluto in Aquarius. When we look at all of these number vibrations together, all of this is 777. This vibration, this energy, it goes from April 25th until June 30th. So we're in the midst of this also. So that's also why this 77 in particular, but this message is amplified here. Okay. There's a ton more. There's a ton more. But we need to take this part in so then we can get the rest. We need to get to a place of understanding the and be in awareness that these towers are preparing to fall. And what that looks like can be very different for each of us um based on our perspective and our level of awareness and intention. So, whew, good message to bring through. Thank you for that, Raina. Oh, hi, baby love. Thanks for being here. It's good to see you. Yeah. No, it's a definite release. Well, you can even see it in the way that the earth is behaving. So the earth herself moves energy because remember, all of us, including the earth, is connected into this bigger vibrational tapestry. So, what we see playing out in our personal lives and in society is also playing out on the surface of Earth. We see it in the weather patterns, we see it in earthquakes, we see it in volcanic eruptions, we see it in um, all kinds of things. So when I say it's a big picture message, it's not just us humans. We'll see it in animal behavior because like they say, when you see the animals running away, you might want to run away because they're more instinctual than we are. So it's paying attention to these bigger vibrational messages. Yeah. Okay. 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 Being told to wait that there's a lot more. Um, but what you need to do, Raina, is whenever you are seeing these numbers, you need to be documenting when, where, what you were doing right before you saw them, and what happened right after. Because that's going to help you start getting the interpretations of these vibrational messages that are coming through. And then you bring them back here and we'll talk about them together. But it feels like explore these numbers, explore these vibrations a little bit more for your life specifically, and then you'll get a new set. You'll be given a new set of numbers, but it seems like it's going to be 3 because it seems like it's increasing. Like you've been given one of these vibrations. Now we're at a level where you're getting 2. And you'll start getting like 3 of them together. And they may or may not be like these parallel numbers where they all have the same vibrations in them. But there's a bigger message coming through. And I will be here to help you interpret. And to make sure that it gets to other people because that's also very important. Thank you so much. That was fun and informative. And I wish I was better at describing like what those vibrations and that energy actually feels like when I'm tapping in and getting those messages, because that just felt like, I guess the best way I can interpret it is that it felt like a fire alarm going off, like it's really important. Okay. I keep hearing because it is more. There's so much more. But we don't need it now. Because it'll be too much. We need to focus in on this. Okay. So, all right. Here we go. Let's get our random number for this week. Good. I'm glad, Raina. All right. I'm going to get our wheel. Let me get our wheel, our random wheel. Is this it? Yep, there we go. And I'm going to get a drink of water and I'm going to catch up in the chat just to make sure I didn't miss anything that needs to be added. And then we will spin our wheel. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's a good point. That 777, yep, that could have been triggered very much so at the Baby Keem concert. Because with that casino, that's that energy. That very loud action energy. I know I've said it before, but I just always like it's so interesting to see how corporations and the powers that be use these vibrations so heavily, and we don't necessarily catch on to it because 7 is invoking you to take action, and then with the 3 7s together, it's amplifying that vibration of you needing to take action. You're feeling like you need to take action, and when you get to the point where it's so amplified, you'll take action without making sure it's the right time or in the right way or the right place. That's how you can lose over and over and over again. And also, everything's rigged, but that's how they get you to keep playing, is with that vibration. Okay, we ready to spin our wheel? Spin that wheel. All right, let's spin the. Oh, I gotta get to our wheel. I put it up on the screen, but I didn't get to the screen so I could actually spin it. My bad. Oh my gosh, this message, this energy is just continuously coming in like so crazy. Whew. Hi, Ju. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in to spin the wheel with us. All right, here we go. We're going to spin that wheel. That's my spinning the wheel sound. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, that's a good one, Josh. Rolling. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let me get back over here to our little whiteboard so we can talk about this 502. All right. Let's see if I can find a space, empty space. Aha. There we go. Found some. All right. So, our vibration, our number to pay attention to this week is 502. You should already see first thing is it is a 7. So that 7 energy, we already talked about the 777. Oh, I haven't switched over. You're not looking at what I'm looking at. There we go. My bad. My bad again. Where it's already this 7 energy. So it's invoking that 777 energy. Really understanding the taking of action. This is one of our vibrations that you could see as a time. So this could be 5:02. Exactly. It could also, I'm feeling like it could also come through as a 5:20. So you want to pay attention if you are seeing this vibration. And just like I told Raina, whenever you are seeing these vibrations, or if you're seeing a repeating number, you want to make sure that you are documenting when and where you see it, what you were thinking about, who you were talking to, what was happening right before you saw it, and then right after. That's how you start building up your awareness of the vibrations around you and what you're interacting with. There's a couple of other themes that this will come through. So, 2 is the end of division. And 5 is change. But with this 0 in the middle, so remember, 0 is the one vibration energy that we cannot control. And that's the energy of God, universe, or higher power. And when it's in the middle here, it's giving us a further interpretation where it's basically letting us know that whatever's to the right of it is important, but not as important as at this time as what's on the left. Yeah. So this is saying the end of divisions. So the bringing together of those extremes, the ending the divisions is not as important right now as the change that needs to happen. So we need to be watching out for the changes. Yeah, you did tell me, Judy. You felt it, you knew. So some of the other numbers that you could potentially see is 52. 52 is the numeric vibration of the word heart. So if you see the heart symbol, it also is the numeric vibration of the word earth. So anything earth related would relate back to and tap back into this vibration also. Also, this 50 is coming up again because we saw it earlier, and it's the vibration of the word joy. So from this change that is needing to happen, joy can come forth. So there you go. So head out yonder and look for this vibration, this number, and we'll be back here. Let me close out. Let me get our closing statement. Boop. Lovely. So I'm going to close up our container that we use to have our discussions and learn what we need to learn. So before we go, I'll just read this. Please apply the vibrational healing you take with you and come back soon for another healing dose. Always remember, I see you, I hear you, I feel you. You are love. You are healing. You are whole. I love it. I love it. I love all of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I will be on Twitch on Wednesday, and then I will be back here on YouTube on Friday. Hope to see you there, and I'll see you around. You know, I'll be around. So have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.